So in my previous video, I talked about the new CPF policy, and in particular it was that CPF shielding thing and special account being closed after 55, which is affecting some of these retirement planning strategies, and especially if you are looking at using your special account to be like a high interest savings account giving you 4% with high liquidity and high interest rate, then I think you will be very disappointed with that announcement. And in today's video, I just want to extend on this topic because I think what people really misunderstand about CPF is that CPF is not to help the rich get richer. It is to really help the average Singaporean or PRs to achieve a basic retirement lifestyle through the CPF life payouts. So the very fact that you can hit the full retirement sum and even so execute your CPF shielding strategy means you are the very good minority of people who are really financially savvy and you're knowledge savvy and you have the guts to perform the CPF shielding strategy. And give yourself a pat on the back because you're already better than the average Singaporean out there. But let's not forget that I also belong to the party who have already reached the full retirement sum and also was planning to execute their CPF shielding strategy at 55. But now that the loophole is closed, I cannot do it anymore. But I do really understand why these changes need to be there, because you realize that the average Singaporean won't even know how this impacts them. To them, even achieving the full retirement sum is a very difficult thing already, much less to even do CPF shielding. CPF shielding bases on the fact that you even have enough in your CPF OA to cover the full retirement sum aside from your SA. Otherwise, how are you going to fill the retirement account? So it means that somehow you have 2 times the FRS number. So to put it simply, if you have the capability to do CPF shielding successfully, it means that you have close to 2 times the full retirement sum at age 55, less the $40,000 in the special account, because that is to be reserved for the RA anyway. But you see, for such people who can achieve this high level of CPF in their accounts, it means that they are either a high flyer or they contribute a lot in their early years of CPF. So let's be clear and acknowledge that this group of people already are better than the average Singaporean, where they are financially savvy enough, they are knowledgeable enough, and they dare to do it. But you realize that the majority group of Singaporeans don't belong to this group of people. And in my previous video, I already shown you the calculations. If you have $300,000 in the special account, then $40,000 being reserved, the net impact is around $3,900 per year, which is already good for a few vacation trips. Then the next thing you have to think about is that no more 4% special account for your high interest users. What are you going to do next? Most likely, this group of people who are very financially savvy know how to invest their money already. So I would say the next step is to think of whether you want to withdraw the excess monies from the OA, which is gaining a measly 2.5% interest, to put into higher return products. Because previously the SA was giving 4%. That's considered quite a high opportunity cost, right? You want to find products that guarantee you 4%, and at a similar risk level, I think it's quite difficult. But now, if you want a product that can give you more than 2.5%, I think it's relatively much easier, which is why there's less opportunity cost for you to do so. In fact, if you just subscribe to my channel, and you can see so many cash strategies that I've talked about: T-bills, SSB, investments, high interest savings account, or you want to make a down payment for a new property, or even pay down your existing mortgage. All these are things that you can do with your existing OA that is withdrawn. If you're still willing to undertake market risk at the age of 55, then you can even choose to consider investing in equities, be it like local Singapore stocks or US stocks. And if you're wondering where is the best place to start, then I can introduce you a message from my sponsor. Webull is extending their shares transfer in promo until 29th of Feb 2024. Here are the details. It is applicable to those who have an existing account and have not successfully transferred in any stocks from an outside broker to Webull. Where if you transfer shares valued at least $5,000 and fulfill the requirements, you can get up to 3,000 Singapore dollars of Tesla shares. Webull will also help you subsidize up to 200 Singapore dollars worth of transfer fee subsidies. But the real question is how to transfer shares to Webull. Step 1, go to your Webull app, then go to your promotion page and click on participate on the shares transfer in promo. Step 2, execute shares transfer in function on the Webull app. No more manual form required. Step 3, go to your existing broker, fill in the details and execute the transfer. Step 4, wait up to 21 business days for the transfer to settle. And the final step, hold your shares in Webull and do not withdraw until you have got your allotment of Tesla shares. For detailed step-by-step process, you may refer to my full video on transferring shares to Webull account right here. For new to Webull customers, you can also receive attractive welcome rewards, where if you fund at least 2,000 Singapore dollars, fulfill the requirements and you can get up to 2,500 Singapore dollars of Tesla shares. So don't miss this offer and use my referral link down below or scan the QR code right here to get your Webull account today. So I understand a lot of you are really impacted with this change, but you realize that a lot of my audiences are below 55 actually. So for those of you who are below 55, actually there's no change for you. You can continue to do your OA to SA transfer. You can continue to top up because your SA has no change. It's going to be at 4%, and currently, to be exact, it is at 4.08% for year 2024. But one thing that I can really foresee is that people are less incentivized to top up now because they can really see the policy risk executing in their life. Like the government say, just close a special account and snap, it closes. That's it. There's no room for discussion or negotiation. It's gone. So if you're asking for my thoughts, how I see this change is that it's going to affect me negatively because of that $3,900 per year that I calculated. But the question is, am I going to worry about it and complain about it? Not much, because I think that if I can withdraw all this OA as cash at 55, then I'll think of what are the other ways to make money instead of leaving it in the special account previously. And I'm going to forecast this thing to be happening. There are going to be a few financial institutions asking you after 55, what are you going to do with the excess OA money? And then they are going to design a few financial products to incentivize you to put money into them. Not only that, also the property agents, after 55, they are going to say, hey, you have this huge pile of cash, then why not you put it into a new property to boost their own sales commission? So yes, I already expect all this to come with the new changes. Just that you all have to do your own due diligence, whether you are comfortable into putting monies into these new products. But I just want you to be cautious that don't be blinded by such products, because now that you can take out your CPF as cash, you can use your cash for so many more good products already, like SSB, like high interest savings account, or even you're still confident to invest in equities at that age. Then yes, it opens to a whole new area of opportunities that your CPF OA were not able to invest in. So if there's only one takeaway from this video, is that you should not rely on CPF as your only source of retirement. The very fact that people can amass such levels of CPF means that they have some financial savviness in them to achieve much more outside of CPF. So you don't have to worry for them already. I think you worry for yourself first. Because whether you like it or not, you cannot control this change. The CPF is going to change again one day. It's only a matter of time. And life will go on, but we will all eventually die. So what is going to happen? I don't know. But what I can confirm is, I'll try to live a fruitful life and execute all these strategies as of the current time and environment. Change is the only constant, and we should always adapt to the changes and adjust our strategies to fit the current environment. Is there going to be a change in my CPF strategy? I think fundamentally no, because I already set up all the things in place, like voluntary contribution to Medisave up to BHS, and then RSTU top up to SA. I cannot do it anymore. But maybe for some of you who have not embarked on this CPF contribution thing yet, it may change. And whether you should still do an OA to SA transfer, I think all these fundamentals will change with this new policy, which I'll take some time to ponder about it and then give my most honest opinion on how things would turn out to be. And once I have the answers, I will update you all on the topic again. One interesting food for thought: you always heard that OA to SA transfer is irreversible, but with this new policy of special account being closed after age 55 and the excess being transferred to OA, does it mean it is reversible now? Because if you logically think about it, in the early years, you transfer from OA to SA to gain that 4% interest. Then in the late years, they transfer back from SA to OA. But in a sense, it's kind of reversible, right? But I think there's something wrong with this. I just couldn't put a finger in it. But if you know, put it in the comment section. And yes, this is the part 2 of my reaction to the CPF breaking news announcement. And if you haven't watched part 1 yet and you're unsure of what all these changes is about, then you can watch this video, which I did previously right here.